You're watching the Sports Political Channel of LB. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Let's get down to business. So by now you have heard the spirited discussion about Kyrie Irving, and yet this is another round of heated discussions between Stephen A. Smith and Jay Williams. Now, we all know Stephen A. Smith to be the quintessential buck dancing, shoe shining, go sell up the mountain type individual. But allow me to provide a little backstory behind Jay Williams. Now, for those who may not be aware, Jay Williams and Kyrie Irving are both alumni at the University of Duke, or at Duke University. Jay Williams played 3 seasons at Duke University from 1999 to 2002. He was the second overall pick to the Chicago Bulls until June 19, 2003, where a motorcycle accident ended his basketball career. Well, at least in the NBA. He did come back for a little bit in 2006 for the Austin Toros, but that's for another league. Kyrie Irving only played 1 year at Duke from 2010 to 2011. He was the first overall pick to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, of course, Jay Williams is going to take up for his fellow Duke alum. And Stephen A. Smith has made it his life's work in recent years to diminish, to trash, to destroy Kyrie Irving, because he felt that Kyrie Irving should take to the court and basically, for all intents and purposes, entertain us out here and to give him a talking point. Now, these two have gone at it tooth and nail when it comes to this situation about Kyrie Irving. What's up, Alex? Here on, salute to you. These two have gone neck and neck when it comes to this Kyrie Irving situation, but there's been other topics that these two have gotten heated about. And I'm going to tell you something, I won't be surprised if this thing dissolves into something physical later on. Now, I don't know when, and I don't know where may that happen, but the fact of the matter is these individuals are getting fed up with Stephen A. Smith and his ridiculous takes. Now, so we're going to play a couple clips from recent times where these two have gotten into it. And then we're going to play a clip from today.
We have this gripe. I have this gripe with you.
Because it's both of us.
Yeah. It's fine. I wrote down some things that you said here.
Sure.
So 3.5 weeks ago, you said it amounts to betrayal for Kyrie. You said, quote, flat out stupid as relates to what he's doing. Quote, bad teammate. Quote, selfish. October 16th on CNN. To the hell with you. You say all these things about Kyrie Irving, and Kyrie Irving was very upfront and honest about what his situation was. Mm-hmm. He wasn't jeopardizing anybody else. He didn't put anybody else on the Brooklyn Nets and their team at risk. When he was allowed to be around the team, he had his mask on. He abided by all the rules. But he was subject to mass criticism by you, animated criticism by you. Mm-hmm. And then I'm in a green room, and I watch you, and I see your points that you had against Aaron Rodgers, and I appreciate the stance by calling him a liar. I just didn't feel the same venom. I didn't feel the same energy that was associated with Kyrie Irving. And a part of me wonders, why? How come you don't hold Aaron Rodgers to the same, who lied on national, looked reporters in the eye and said, yeah, I'm immunized.
Okay.
Why not? I don't understand.
The one that took it there, Jay. We're talking about a basketball. Yes. We're talking about a basketball player who signed on to play for the Brooklyn Nets that has left his team hanging.
Yes,
That's what we're talking about.
Personal decision. He's choosing to do that for him. And when you go through an unprecedented time in the history of this country, you have your own individual right to make your own decision about what you want to do for you and your family.
So
I just respect that right. I'm not saying I agree with that right.
All right then. You respect the right. I'm saying that you know. I'm saying that you know.
Okay.
If you sit up there, if you're signed on to do a job, okay, and that's what comes with it. That comes with it. Now I can get deeper and bring up the fact that the president of the healthcare system, virtual healthcare system in South Jersey, was the one that personally took me to the ICU unit. I didn't say you were.
You act like we've had a 100% vaccination rate in this country since the beginning of all illnesses have occurred.
You know what, Jay? Jay, you sound full of it, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm not full of it.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. You taking it somewhere I wasn't going. We could do that now. Any day you want, we could do that. But what I'm saying is, we're talking about Kyrie Irving not showing up for the Brooklyn Nets after he got guys to show up for the Brooklyn Nets. And here you go bringing up all of that other stuff. We can do that. We can do that. But I wasn't trying to do that. That's where I'm calling him selfish. You know, nobody questioning his right. He has the right to do it. He also has the right to go to hell away then. Retire. Retire then. Because you left your teammates hanging. That's my point. Okay.
Now, see, that kind of over-the-top histrionics is what I'm talking about when it comes to this guy. He is very animated when it comes to crapping all over black folks and other black athletes. But when it comes to these white counterparts who do the same thing, if not worse, then he treats the situation with kid gloves or he doesn't say anything about it at all. Because where was he at when it comes to the situation involving Josh Sills? Where was that energy at? Where was the energy when it came to Chad Wheeler beating the hell out of his girlfriend who was black? Where was all the over-the-top animated histrionics then? You see, and this is the problem that I personally have with Stephen A. Smith and Jay Williams. You know, while I don't agree with him on a whole lot, but when it comes to this issue involving Kyrie Irving, he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. Now, let's play the clip from what happened today. Now, salute to, before I get to that, I want to give a salute to my sister Day Love, Carla Jenkins, B. Skrills, Intelligence Cycle. Intelligence Cycle has been with me since day one. That's one of my day one subs right there. Always a pleasure for you being here, brother. Now, let's play what happened today.
The New York Daily News?
No, but
that's not going to happen.
We put a different kind of onus on our athletes than we do, and you made mention of that on your podcast.
I don't deny that.
Wait, so first off, I'm not the one.
I don't deny that.
I'm being sensitive.
I don't deny that.
But you're the one that seemed very emotional.
Oh my God!
In the subject matter, Stephen.
Go ahead, Jay.
Come on, man.
Go ahead, Jay.
Come on, man.
Go ahead, Jay.
I'm not sitting up here on national TV absolving Kyrie Irving of every decision. I'm not going back and recounting every decision. I'm just saying how it's interesting to me. It just carries such a bigger momentum, in particular with you, more so than anybody else.
Jay, you know what? What I would ask you is do me a favor. Stop telling us what you find interesting and just tell us what you feel.
No, my job is to be interesting.
You say, I find it interesting. You always say that. Say what you're saying. What are you saying?
What did I just say?
What are you saying?
What am I saying? I just said what I'm saying, Stephen A.
Which is?
And I'm not allowed to say what I find interesting.
Of course you are.
But like once again,
I invite you on the show to say what's interesting.
He thinks you're too preoccupied with Kyrie, too hard on Kyrie.
Did I mention Kyrie Irving last week before he demanded a trade? We were talking football. How many times have I mentioned Kyrie Irving over the last few weeks?
I don't seem to be the one being triggered right now.
Well, I'm always triggered.
No, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you are not.
Okay.
I've seen you. I watch your show every day.
So what are we talking about Kyrie or is this personal?
It seems personal.
I don't want it to be personal.
What seems personal?
It seems personal for you.
For me with Kyrie?
Yes.
You
1,000,000%.
You of all people with all the interest you have got the nerve to sit here in national television and tell me I'm getting personal with a player? I don't lose no sleep.
I didn't say you lose sleep.
I don't lose any sleep over Kyrie.
I didn't say you lose sleep.
I'm passionate about the subjects I'm passionate about. I don't accuse you of getting personal when you take the position.
You have accused me of getting personal.
Oh, my God.
You have, Stephen A.
Can I go on the court?
I'm going to leave it.
Can I go on the court real quick? Because I'd like to. Because when we started off.
We both got a lot to say.
All right.
You do?
Yeah.
You do?
Okay, guys.
I'm not in here for that. I'm not in here for
Then
that.
say it, Jay.
I'm on your show.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right.
We're all colleagues. We're all teammates. When we started off.
Now, me personally, I have a problem with Jay Williams when Stephen A. Smith, basically put him on the hot seat and say what you're going to say. I felt that Jay Williams should have, said what he was going to say, instead of, taking the high road and backpedaling and all that. I figure, if Stephen A. Smith going to pull his card, then, to me, if I'm Jay Williams, I should let freedom ring. And where Molly Kim get off at trying to be Jay Williams' spokesperson and all that? What the hell was that all about? Why Molly Kim talking like she Jay Williams' PR rep or something like that? Let them two go at it. As far as I'm concerned, why are you trying to get in the middle of that? Are you trying to bring order and discipline to the show? And who is she going to put in place? She certainly was going to put Stephen A. Smith in place. So that's why you see her focusing more on Jay Williams. But all this turning your body away from Jay Williams and looking up at the sky, talking, say what you're going to say, Jay. Say what you're going to say, Jay. I felt at that point Jay should have let freedom reign. Because he has made this personal, in my humble opinion. He has made this personal. How could you continue to go on this crusade against a basketball player because you felt that he should have been there for his team and that he should have been entertaining you so that way you can have something to talk about? And that's the disrespect I'm talking about. That's the kind of disrespect I'm talking about when it comes to this dude. Because I say again, when it comes to these white athletes, though, there's none of this over-the-top theatrics and there's none of this blithering, blathering, bloviating histrionics that he goes on when it comes to these white athletes. He only does that to black athletes. That kind of ranks up there with when you had Tyrannosaurus Burke, when she's sitting up here running her diarrhea in the mouth about, it's my job to hold black men accountable. And then when it comes to these white folks out here, oh, well, why is it my job to go after white folks? That's the kind of vibe I get from this buffoon. Because these guys are all one and the same. This beef that these two got, now they can sit up there and put on this front like, yeah, Jay Williams, my brother, I love Jay Will, Jay Will and I will go do stuff together in the summertime, all that stuff, right? But deep down, Jay Williams cannot stand this man, in my humble opinion. Just by reading the body language, reading the room, so to speak, I don't think Jay Williams likes Stephen A. Smith so much. And Stephen A. Smith, to his discredit, have shown why these athletes, whether it be former athletes and current athletes, do not respect Stephen A. Smith. You've had a couple athletes almost come to blows with this guy, whether it be Glenn Big Dog Robinson, Kenyon Martin, Stephon Marbury, you name it, these guys have almost came to blows with Stephen A. Smith in one way, shape, form, or fashion because of his takes. Because he goes on TV and cuts these everlasting jigs in front of his white paymasters because to him, it's about capitalism to him. And he made it no secret that he wakes up in the morning with two things on his mind. How can I make my bosses money, and how can I get some of it? And he tried to displays this kind of mentality as some kind of boss move or some shit. That's not a boss move about that. That's an employee mentality. So when I think about what's going on with Stephen A. Smith and Jay Williams and all that, it's only a matter of time before this thing gets really out of hand. And I think at some point, Jay Williams is going to be fed up with all the nonsense that Stephen A. Smith putting out here in the atmosphere. Calling you crazy. But yeah, man, I mean, when you think about all this stuff that's going on, right? And the Kyrie Irving situation has sent the NBA community into a frenzy. And I'm going to talk about the Kyrie Irving situation when it came down to that trade and the whole LeBron dynamic in another video. Because see, there's a lot of idiots out there that don't know what tampering is, and I'm going to have to open up the Webster's Dictionary for the slow crowd. You have idiots on here talking about, oh man, LB, you talk slow, but yet you're even slower in processing information. So a person like me has to talk slow for a dimwit like you who can't understand nothing. But that's for another video. But when it comes to this situation between Jay Williams and Stephen A. Smith, I've already played a couple instances of these guys almost going across the table on each other for whatever take and whatever stance they have. Is only going to get bigger, in my opinion. Now, if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Last but definitely not least, shouts out to the Lions Den basketball community. This your man. Scream at me. Hey!